Hi, everyone. It's time for today's live, and I'm pretty excited about it because today's question comes from Ahi, and Ahi wants to know, how do you know which metrics are the right ones to pay attention to? And this is sort of the crux of the conversation for a lot of people. The opportunity to pay attention to a lot of different metrics is huge because Google Analytics has about 3,000 reports or so. I made that number up. That may be inaccurate. But no matter what metrics you're tracking, if you're tracking any, you're probably tracking a lot of things. So how do you know what the important ones are? And one thing that I like to come back to is I call it my number one consulting question, because inevitably when I ask this question, so many people respond with, "Oh, that's a good question," which usually means, "Oh, you said something and inquired about something that I haven't thought about in that way before, and I wish I had, and I'm glad I'm doing it now." And that question is, how will we know if this, insert whatever you're doing, project, product, book, content, whatever it is successful? And so when you ask, how do we know if this is successful? Then you know what you need to measure, because that tells you, okay, well, we launched it, so now what do we measure? We don't know. But what were we trying to do in the first place? What was that goal that we were seeking out or trying to change? What was that behavior we wanted to make different in the people using our stuff? That's the thing that you want to measure. That's the metric that you want to pay attention to. And all the other metrics that you'll pay attention to should be in service to understanding that metric and to helping move that metric. And so if your end goal in releasing an update on your product is to reduce customer service calls about notifications and how to turn them off, then all the other metrics that you measure should be around notifications and how people are using them and how often people call customer service about notifications and what kind of questions they have that you could potentially solve. And so that's how you figure out what metrics you should be tracking. I think it's the number one and the easiest way. It also sets you up really well for measuring the success of the work that you're doing. And it also helps you keep focused on the things that are most important. Because there are so many metrics out there, it can be overwhelming. And it's okay to go slow and to start with 1 to 3 metrics that you track. Make sure they're the important ones by asking, how will we know this is successful? But don't beat yourself up for not having every piece of data analyzed in every different cross-section of a way possible. Ask all the really big questions that you can, but always come back to the simplest metrics that are easy for you to track that still help you get the answers to those questions. And at the highest level, when you're thinking about the success of the work that you're doing, that question and that number and that metric is probably going to relate to something that's already being tracked by someone else in your company if you're in a large organization, or it's something that if you're a business owner or a small business, you probably want to be paying attention to anyway. Because at the end of the day, when you think about the work that you're doing, it should be directly tied to the direction the business is going and to the work that the business is trying to do in the world. And so, Ahi, I hope that helps answer your question. If you have any more questions, you can definitely leave me a message here, or you can email me at hello@pixelsforhumans.com. I have about 2 weeks left of this 30 days of UX videos, and I'd love to get your question in before it's done. Anyway, that's my answer for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye.